Good evening. Welcome to the workshop session of the Mayor and City Council of the City of College Park. I'm Mayor Bianca Motley-Broom. We have a quorum present with Council members McKenzie, Karn, and Arnold. And so it is 6:02 p.m. and we will begin the workshop session. And we're presenting insurance brokers. So Dr. Adediran or Ms. Gilbert?
Mayor and Council.
Afternoon.
We have three presenters. Well, actually, we have two. One presenter has just texted me, and I think they're out of something happened. Something came up, and they could not make it. So we have three presenters tonight who would like to present what they are offering. And we'll start off with Jellin Group, and then we have MSI that is present.
Okay.
Say something about Jellin first.
Good evening, Mayor Bianca Motley-Broom, Councilwoman Janelle McKenzie, Councilman Joe Karn, Councilwoman Tracy Arnold, City Manager Mr. Adediran, Madam Clerk Ames, and City Attorney. My name is Mike Gellin with the Gellin Benefits Group. We are an insurance advisory brokerage and benefits consulting firm. So I'll talk a little bit about myself, about the Gellin Benefits Group as a whole, our team, the services that we provide, and our experience. So just a little bit about me. I am a graduate of Morris Brown College, just up the road. While I was in school, I actually did live in the city of College Park for about 3 years on Gabi Road. I had an opportunity while in school to study abroad at the University of Ghana in West Africa. And I appreciate your time and effort because I did serve as a city commissioner in the city of Tamarack, Florida, population about 70,000, budget $200 million. So I understand the sacrifice, the time it takes to serve. I understand the difficulties of raising money and sharing what you do on a regular basis to residents who may not be as interested as we would like for them to be. From a professional perspective, I've been in employee benefits for about 23 years. Worked at some of the largest firms in the nation, Aon Consulting, Locked-In, CBiz, and Mercer Health and Benefits. And I also have a professional designation, Certified Employee Benefits Specialist. We have a great team, starting with myself. Then we have a general counsel and benefits consulting, Shewa Jarrett, to help make sure the city is in compliance with state and federal regulations. My younger brother who serves as a benefits account manager. Right now, the city is fully insured. There's an opportunity to save money if we transition to self-insured, so we've partnered with an actuarial firm to provide actuarial services where you know for sure from the study of an actuary that it makes sense to transition to self-insured. We also partner with a law firm for additional compliance support. And then we work with a pharmacy consultant because when you're self-insured, you may need the services of a pharmacy consultant. About the firm, founded in 2015, we have a focus on public sector clients. We have experience in all types of funding arrangements, whether you're fully insured, level funded, or self-funded. And we have a demonstrated ability to reduce costs, and we'll share that in the next slide. And the reason why we're able to reduce costs is because we focus on ensuring that employees improve their health behaviors. Costs will go down when people live healthier lives. We're solution-oriented and come up with creative ideas. We also have experience because we work with public sector, working with various unions, police, fire, blue-collar employees, so we know that they have different needs, and then we're certified as a minority business with various certifying agencies. Our full detail of our capabilities are in our proposal, but we start with strategic planning. We analyze your plan design, make recommendations. We manage your insurance partners and negotiate the best terms and conditions. We focus on compliance to make sure you're in compliance with the law. Employee communication, very important, not just delivering the message, but delivering the message in a way that people understand it, they receive it, and they take action on it. Provide data analysis and reporting so you know your numbers. Wellness, we need to create a culture of wellness to ensure that employees live healthier lives, which in the long run will reduce costs. Claims advocacy. So when employees have issues with their doctor or with claims, instead of calling HR, they can call us. We'll resolve those problems. And then we provide training and development to your employee staff. So City of Miramar is one of the largest municipalities in South Florida and Broward County, the fourth largest with over 1,000 employees. When we started with them, they were fully insured. They were getting annual renewal increases of 10 to 13% a year. no wellness program in place, and no documented strategy to get from point A to point B. Once we took over, we facilitated them to transition to self-insurance, issued some RFPs to get some competitive quotes, and we were able to lower insurance costs by $3 million over a 3-year period. And we'll talk about that on the next slide. So you can see in 2021, they spent $14 million on insurance. 2022, that was reduced by $752,000. In 2023, it was reduced by another $1.3 million. So over that 3-year period, that's a $2.1 million savings. Plus, when you go self-insured, you get pharmacy rebates from the insurance company, and they receive about $1 million in rebates, taking that savings to about $3 million in total. So they also invested in an on-site clinic. So employees can go on-site and get an annual physical or see a doctor for minor care. There's a diabetes program. They also see a nutritionist to get help in purchasing the right foods so they're not buying food that makes them sick. We work with Vitality to create a real culture of wellness where employees get rewarded for positive health behavior. So you get your annual physical, you get a $100 gift card. You attend a class, you get a $50 gift card. So we work with HR to create incentives to make sure that we have a culture of wellness. And the result is annual cost decreases. So we want to thank you for your time today. We want to thank the selection committee for ranking us #1. We hope that you affirm that ranking and select us. It will be an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to work with the City of College Park, a place that I called home for a few years. And our goal is to assist the city in offering comprehensive, competitively priced benefits that they appreciate, understand, and use on a proactive basis.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Gelly? All right.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Hey, my mom attended Morris Brown. Yeah.
Do we have Mr. Thomas from MSI?
Hi, Mayor and Council, thank you very much for having me tonight. My name is Thomas Hayes with, with MSI Benefits Group. So hopefully everyone has the presentation in front of them. Kept it pretty short, just 3 pages on here. So with MSI, we are a full-service employee benefits broker firm. We've been around since 1983 and been involved in the public sector since about the late 90s or so. We are locally owned and operated. We're out of Kennesaw. We have just one office there. It's about 20 employees who work there full-time. So we're not a large brokerage. When you call our office, a live person picks up the phone Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or really earlier and later than that as well. In our industry, there's a lot of mergers and acquisitions. You see a lot of these brokers getting bought up by a bigger fish down the line. And our firm has has never been interested in doing that. We have I think a good process going with how we are set up, and had no interest in being bought or being merged with any other larger broker out there. So we have about 60 or over 60 public sector clients. They're all in Georgia. That's the only place we work, the only state we work in. So we work from North Georgia down to South Georgia. We have some metro Atlanta cities as well, and a couple metro counties as well. So we're very involved in the public sector in Georgia. We go to all the annual conferences. If you're ever at ACCG or GLGPA or GMA or GCCMA, any of those, we are always there, present to be around our clients and just around the other public local counties and cities in Georgia. There's a lot of words on this page here, but essentially we break it up into the benefits consulting, there's implementation, and then the ongoing service and support. This first page, I'll kind of just go over the last two, the implementation and ongoing service and support. Obviously, consulting is very important. I'll talk about that as well. But I think one thing that has always benefited us through all these years is for the implementation, ongoing service and support, we are very hands-on with our clients. We're involved on a day-to-day basis. So we break it up to different teams. We have an eligibility team. So they manage all new hires that need to be enrolled, terminations, any changes, anything like that. They handle all that for you. The only thing we always ask for from our client is to log onto our portal and let us know if there's a new hire, termination, or change, and then we handle everything else on there. There's an enrollment team, so we have non-commissioned enrollers who will drive here and be present with their laptop and can present to new hires on a bi-weekly or monthly or however much it's needed basis. Sit down with them, go over the benefits. We do a benefit guide. We do everything in-house as well, so we don't really use any other vendors. We have large printer in the back where we'll make like a nice glossy benefit guide for each of our clients, and they'll sit down with and present to any of the new hires and actually enroll them as well. Customer service team, we always encourage employees to have employees call our office with any questions or issues. You can also use our website as well, but a lot of people like to just pick up the phone, talk to an actual person. We always never tell them just, hey, call Aetna or call Anthem or whoever. You're just going to be really frustrated doing that. So we work a lot with our clients' employees each day. Our billing team reconciles all the invoices for our clients. So if you're if you have a self bill or a list bill on there, they will reconcile all those invoices. If you have a credit or debit for each line, it can get mixed up on there because obviously that bill is changing every single day. If you have a new hire, termination, so they reconcile and keep all that in place for y'all each month. For wellness programs, we do obviously work with all our clients on that, consult, develop, implement wellness plans, as well as evaluate and monitor those as well. Technology, we have an IT team that does EDI feeds and handles that all for you, as well as we have an enrollment platform called Zevo that we self-administer, handle everything on. So we're not working with vendors on the back end to try to get something set up. If we have open enrollment, we have to turn around and get set up. We do it in our office, and we're not having to wait for a different vendor to do that for us. We can also do like 1094, 1095s for our clients each year as well. So as far as the consulting on there, that is something we looked at, and I know from the RFP, we had some information that, how the City College Park was set up currently, and there is, I think, a lot of opportunity there to market and look at your benefits. It's on for page 2 here. Kind of gives you a little graph of where y'all are at. So you're fully insured right now. A lot of our clients, y'all's size, are definitely, you should at least be looking at the self-funded model. There's a fully insured carrier base. They call them BUCAs, Blue Cross, United, Aetna, and I guess Kaiser could be on their Cigna. So you're on the most conservative, probably more expensive type of lower risk model. You can move to level funded, or if you get into like the carrier-based self-fund or a third-party administrator, with using a TPA instead, you can focus on looking at different PBM models out there. We've had some clients have saved, cut their pharmacy in half. So there's a county that had about $3 million in pharmacy claims in a year. We came in, had a different TBA, implemented a different PBM or pharmacy benefit manager that uses different cost-saving techniques that that everyone still got the drugs they needed and were and got those, but they still saved. They were at $3 million in total cost or total spend down to $1.5 million. So it was a huge win for the county just moving that PBM. So there's definitely some cost savings that would be looked at there. And then that last page here, we do a lot of reporting as well. So the public benchmark reporting. This one's just kind of a sample, just instead of just coming on once every 6 months and taking a look at it, we're very involved in looking at month basis of what the spend is, especially if you are looking at a self-funded model, and figuring out where your costs are and if there's any cost savings opportunities out there, and also like drill down on that pharmacy cost as well. So I appreciate y'all's time tonight. That's the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much. Any questions? All right, seeing none. Appreciate it. Thank you
so much.
Those are the only presentations that we have tonight. The Mercer Group had an emergency with death in the family, so they were not able to attend.
And Ms. Gilbert, of the 3, they were ranked, is that correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Of the three brokers, they were ranked in preference by the team, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And what was that ranking?
Well, I didn't bring it down here with me, but I will give it to you.
Okay. Any other questions for Ms. Gilbert?
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Gilbert. Appreciate it.
Next is presentation from Jeremy Salley, Partner Foundation of Bridge Gap Sports, to host a Caribbean Diaspora trial at Badgett Stadium on May 18th through the 19th.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Your council, thank you very much for having me. Just to give first apologies, first and foremost, I've been a little under the weather the past few days, so was just coming back into form, so what to say, again, apologize for that. But hello, my name is Jeremy Salley. I am the proud founder and partner of Bridge Gap Sports. We are a equal licensed player agency, particularly in the soccer world, consulting agency. We are based in the United States, and we focus on players and club representation throughout the entire world, in North America and Europe. We are currently in the process of the partnership with the Caribbean Football Union, working for the Caribbean National Trial, which we are happy to have and host here in College Park. We are requesting to have the dates of May 18th, May 19th for Badgett Stadium, as we see it as the Caribbean National Trial being a 13 to 16-year-old event for elite youth athletes to have identification for national teams of the 31 member associations of the Caribbean Football Union. The process and goal is for the kids come May to be playing for the national teams come July of the Caribbean nations. These children are most likely going to be American, are going to be of Caribbean descent as required, and to have all that events be a first bonding moment for College Park and its future towards the soccer world and landscape, as in the metro Atlanta area is changing rapidly in the next 4 years with the incoming World Cup, of course. The presentation where I also have an additional one as well. That was for today, one that was given in the packet, which everyone's found, yes.
Are there questions for Mr. Salley?
You were saying there's a slide presentation that you have?
Yeah, I had one earlier today for the council meeting today. Or did you want to have it?
So we don't have that slide?
The other slide for you?
We have a presentation in our packet.
Yes, I know. I didn't know if you wanted to go through the
Did you
slide.
want to go through it, or did everyone's fine, just the presentation packet?
Well, we did get the packet, so if there's any questions about the presentation or anything in the packet, we can talk about that now. Mr. Salley, I did have one question about
Yes, okay.
you said that there wouldn't be a need for city staff to work the event. And you're expecting 150 players each day or total?
Yes, players these days. So the trial is coming in 150 per day. We're additionally making parents, but we're having a case where it's mostly going to be on the field. For the parents, mostly some will most likely drop off. Actually, the majority will just mostly drop off.
I see.
Throughout the area of College Park.
Okay, so you don't anticipate public safety or public works?
No, outside of, I guess, regular patrol patterns. No, nothing special.
This question, sounds like a great project, great event. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I know soccer is picking up in terms of popularity around here. And when you have that many people, you've had these before?
No, this is actually the first of its kind of this event, the national trial within the entirety of the United States. I give probably the best case study of it would be kind of like, if anyone follows basketball, here, the UP Champ, which happens in North Augusta every year in South Carolina, which is the #1 event for youth athletes in the U.S. Basically, it's the reason why LeBron gets for South Carolina every year. I would say, like, with that, this is the first of its kind in any type of way in soccer in this country.
Okay, city manager, I see they got the insurance rider and everything looks in order here, but a lot of times it's sometimes it's a good idea that they may want to consider an EMS on call, on standby there. So let's add that in. It's fine with me. Looks good.
The athletes that are coming, these are actually athletes, they're not necessarily local athletes. A lot of them are coming from different places, and they'll be staying in our local, from what I understand, local hotels, and that you were actually discussing with the utilization of our local restaurants as well during that time. So this is, but this will be open for College Park residents to attend.
Yes, of course,
Okay.
for College Park residents to attend. We currently, as of today, I went by the hotel to actually book have the full confirmation of it. We have a contract pending right now for a room block and also having Bodega being the vendor of choice for localized food for the kids. So we're looking forward to actually working with local College Park businesses going forward with this. We want to keep it local. We want it to be Badgett Stadium, Hotel Indigo, MARTA, everything within a 9 to 10 minute walk to be able to have everyone just here locally about College Park. And respect it for the kids, but for the parents, for those making honey, maybe going to Virgil's, going to places here, so we'll go there.
Mercedes, quick question. Being that this is a kind of an international kind of a thing coming into town, and given the hotel room nights, is this something that the DMO could help promote?
Yes, happy yes.
No, I was asking our director here.
I'm sorry, Councilman Gay. Councilman Carr, I don't know anything about it. So how many rooms do they have in the area? Because that would determine whether the DMO would get involved in it, but
Well, maybe city manager, maybe they just get some detail and just see if it's a possibility. In my head, hotel room nights, this is the kind of stuff that we created the DMO for. And Councilman Gay, Councilman Carter, I guess it's interchangeable. We're all the same.
But I do have a question. Are we gonna need police officers since you're having so many people and staff?
Nothing outside of probably the regular patterns. I would say this is as simple as mostly just trialist kids, mostly at elite level. These parents and children are of the best in this country, where they've been in trials of this nature, where even though it's mostly at events, such larger events like this that happen around the country, especially if we want, even at a large soccer event, it wouldn't necessarily be necessary to have additional police officers. No.
Ms. Johnson? Ms. Johnson,
Okay.
hold on one second here.
Good evening. I did reach out to Jeremy today. Staff would be required. That's what we require with any rentals on facility along with police. Because of parking issues, we are having another event that same day at the gymnastics facility. Kids Gym's having their Olympic day. I did not know that when we talked earlier today. So there'll be 150 participants on that along with 150 at the gymnastics facility. So, but anytime with a rental, we require staff with custodian and police that would be required with the rental fee for the facility. So I just wanted to, and we spoke on that today a little bit.
Okay, so that's included with, so when Mr. Salley is basically talking, he's saying he didn't see the need for additional above what you've already included. Okay.
But again, depending on the number of, police officers, we have 2
Okay.
for our football program, and that's what the recommendation would be.
Okay.
But I thought you said no staff. I was like, no, we want staff out there because there'll be trash, there'll be things we need to clean up for that facility.
Okay, so there will be staff. And Mr. Salley, I understand that I know that you have local roots here in College Park, and I just want to thank you. You could have considered anywhere in the United States for this event, and we do have the World Cup coming here to Atlanta in the next couple of years, but we're not involved in it that much as the city. So this is actually a way for us to start looking at soccer in a more serious light. So I want to thank you for, coming back home and wanting to have this event here.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Councilwoman. I work in the international realm. I have clients both in the United States and Europe, particularly. Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, College Park is home. I see what's happening with the city, what's happening in the metro area with this. Roswell, for example, is recently preparing the expansion and the second division, 10,000 square feet. Fayetteville, of course, with the new U.S. soccer training facility, new Marietta expansion of the United facility, we doubled, which was to go to spoke to the fact that most people always look at the World Cup, someone on the industry side of it, that the World Cup is a point. But before then, currently, you're going to have 3 different international events that are happening. Copa America, which is one of the largest, particularly CONMEBOL, which is the South American region. The opening game will be in Atlanta this year, where we mess against Argentina. We also have, going forward, the Gold Cup, which, more bringing into the Caribbean nature of it, is for the members of the Caribbean Football Union, the CONCACAF, which is the regional, which is the regional body. So that's on top of also the Club World Cup, which is also here in the United States as well. The Gold Cup and the Club World Cup have not had their announcements set in which cities. Atlanta is expected to be, at least for the current destination that one will be on the West Coast, one will be on the East Coast, that Atlanta will be involved. So Atlanta will see, for the next 3 years, major international tournaments, a lot of folks coming. And that's also including, hopefully the women get it for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. Hopefully comes stateside as well, which women just played recently in Atlanta, so about 1,000 people. Atlanta will continue to be on the list. And I really do hope they forward that College Park is part of that, and we'll love to be part of that. So,
Well, thank you very much, sir.
yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
I had 2 questions.
Councilmember Gay?
Yes, sir.
It was a great presentation and welcome. I have 2 questions. In your proposal, you have a rate, which you're understanding are going to be the cost to the use of the field, which I think is $250.
Yes.
But Ms. Johnson, can you tell us approximately how much the total cost is going to be, so that this organization will be clear when it comes down to setting this up? And then I had one other comment.
So based on our conversation today, we were looking at 10 hours for his rental from the 8 to 6. And that would be for 2 staff, is $70 per hour. And then for the police at 65 times the 2 for the 130. And then, so that's $200 per hour for the staffing, and then the $250 per day for the 18th and the 19th. So we were looking at the total, I think I tallied $4,500.
For both days?
Correct.
And, sir, you're aware of that, right?
Yes, I'm aware of that. I want to also say that with this, I'm excited for this with College Park, and very much looking forward to having a good work relationship.
All right, and then my only other question is, even though you have the insurance coverage, do y'all still do what those like call indemnification for the guests, or would they rely solely on this coverage? Because I don't see who this is assigned to.
This is not to Badgett Sports. As us being the operator and owner of the Diaspora, every trial will sign a waiver with releasing liability, whether it be for any type of injury coverage as well. That's required within our registration form. So the liability would not be with the city of the worst covering an event, but they do sign a liability waiver with us to participate.
All right, any other questions? All right, hearing none. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Next is discussion on special committee ordinance.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The ordinance before you is an ordinance that would amend the Code of Ordinances to change the manner in which special committees. I'll just try to speak louder. The ordinance would change the manner in which special committees are both created and staffed. As the ordinance currently exists, special committees are created by the mayor. Under this amended ordinance, the mayor or a member of council could create a special committee with the approval of a majority of council. Furthermore, special committees would be, the members would be selected by the members of council and the mayor plus one member of council would serve as a non-voting ex officio member on each committee so created. This was suggested following a discussion in open session with regard to a 6 West committee, and I think that was the genesis of it, but this is for your review and consideration.
Suggested by whom?
I can't remember. It was somebody sitting up on the dais, and I was asked to draft the ordinance in a meeting. The clerk can check the minutes, but it was a discussion that happened right on the dais.
I don't recall that. But, any questions for Mr. Denmark?
Winston, just for the,
Councilmember Carn, go right ahead.
just for the record here, these changes,
the mayor is still able to do. The only difference now is that a member of the city council who did not previously have the ability to recommend the creation of a special committee now can recommend the creation of a special committee. But in both cases, if the mayor recommends the creation of a special committee, it would have to be approved by the majority of the city council. If a member of council suggests the creation of a special committee, it has to be approved by the majority of the city council. So in regards to the mayor, nothing changes. However, the ability to create a special committee now belongs to everyone on the dais.
all right. No reduction in powers or duties from the mayor whatsoever, just so we're clear, so that there's no misunderstanding. All right. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Next one's special meetings.
So in this second ordinance, relates to the special call meetings. Under the way the ordinance is currently constituted, the mayor, in the mayor's discretion, can call a special meeting, or if two members of council want a special meeting, then the mayor again would call the special meeting. But in all cases, the mayor calls a special meeting. Under the amended ordinance, a special meeting would still be able to be called by the mayor in her discretion. But in addition to that, 3 members of the city council can directly call a special meeting. So the difference is now the mayor only calls a special meeting when the mayor wants a special meeting. If 3 members of city council want a special meeting, those 3 members can themselves call a special meeting. And so, again, to Councilman Carn's point, nothing really changes. The mayor can still call a special meeting whenever in her discretion she sees fit. But now, 3 members of the city council, when they see fit, can also call a special meeting.
Who requested this one?
I can't remember, Mayor. It was a similar deal.
Okay. Any questions?
I don't have any questions, but this is kind of, from what I'm reading here, that this is very similar to the way BIDA does things. When I was on BIDA, I think we have the same. In fact, I had a meeting called at one point when I was on the board by 3 members of the council that was, of the board that were not the chairperson. So I am familiar with this. Again, I don't know where it came from, but I think that it's reasonable.
And BIDA has done that
BIDA's
same
been
way.
doing it, yeah. It happened in actually 2020 for a project when a vote didn't go through, that there were members of the board that decided to call a meeting, but it's in the BIDA charter.
It's been that way, years before that as well, so we want to be consistent up here.
Consistency matters. And consistency with my name matters too, because I'm not signing anything where my name's not completely right. So these 2 ordinances, if they were to get on the agenda and pass, should have my name reflected correctly. Thank you. So the last one is...
City manager, I have a question for the city manager.
Councilmember Gay, go right ahead.
Could you look at package page 50 of ordinance 1.5A?
Yes, sir.
Can you revise this and add the mayor pro tem signature authority to that page, please?
If that's the will of the body, yes, sir.
Why would we do that?
Well, that's, I guess, in the event that the mayor chooses not to sign something, but doesn't hurt to have it up there. I'm sure you wouldn't have an issue with this one. We want to make this correction to the spelling
I mean, it's been consistent.
and make sure the mayor's name is correct on the other
The only thing I asked for was my name to be correct.
That's right, absolutely.
We don't need another signature line.
Well, my only question, if it's not signed, I think,
We don't need two signatures.
Well, I think we do need 2 signatures. I think it'd be good to have it, and it doesn't cost anything to have it in the event that you're not able to sign it, or if you're absent, then we have that covered both ways.
Well, then it can be amended, so the mayor pro tem can sign.
Well, it'd have to
We
come-
don't need two signatures.
Well,
We
it'd have
don't
to
need
come
two
back around for additional signatures when we can nip it in the bud at one time, just in case. I don't see an issue with it.
I have a question.
Councilmember McKenzie?
Does the presence of 2 signatures on the document mean that 2 signatures would be required? I'm just wondering if you're going to put both signatories spaces, because I know it's only 1 signature is required. So if we had the mayor pro tem and the mayor, would that imply that there would need to be 2 signatures?
Yeah, I would not recommend having 2. I would just have a line, just a signature line without a name, and then either official could sign. And sometimes you see that in court, you just have Judge Superior Court, doesn't have Judge Joe Smith Superior Court, it just has Judge Superior Court and Judge Joe Smith signs it. And a lot of times it's because, we have to figure out who's the duty judge, and we need a TRO and just put a line for the judge, and not knowing who the judge is going to be. So as opposed to having 2 signature lines, which would, Councilwoman, suggest that both signatures are necessary, it might be appropriate just to have a single signature line and leave it at that.
I'm good with a signature line that has my name on it, as long as it's correct.
That makes sense, so we do.
No, hold on a second. I'm good with a signature line, as long as my name is correct. I have no issue signing documents. So unless there's an issue that I'm unaware of.
the only reason why I brought it up is there's been several documents that I've signed that didn't get signed in the time prescribed by our original ordinance. I was just simply saying, if she just said, I'm not going to sign it. So if she's not going to sign it, how do you want it signed? You got to bring it back to another council meeting?
Well,
Councilmember Gabe, my only issue was my name was not correct.
Oh, so you will sign it if your name is right?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, well, fix her name, man. I thought she was saying she wasn't going to
No,
sign it.
that's all I was saying was
Fix her name.
I wasn't going to sign it if my name wasn't
Oh,
correct. They
well.
would have to go back and amend that. So just make sure that my name is correct. My last name is Motley Broom. I have a middle initial. That's all I was saying.
I get it.
That's it.
Let's make sure it's correct.
Make sure it's correct.
I agree
That's
with
it.
the mayor 100% with the second line. That's fine.
All right.
That's a good happy medium.
Okay.
I wasn't saying we needed a second line. I just want my name correct. That's all.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Next
Planning
is
Commission.
discussion on Planning Commission ordinance.
Yeah, this is a simple change that would require the appointments to happen in January. As presently written, the ordinance requires appointments in February. And I do remember this one came from when the new council was sworn in January. They were unable to make appointments to the Planning Commission until February, which was a bit inconvenient. And so there was a request from the dais to change it from February to January, and that's all this ordinance does.
Any questions? All right. Hearing none, that is the conclusion of workshop. We will see everyone at 7:30.